Welcome to all you Virgos. Welcome for your monthly horoscope for November. And how are you doing, you Virgos out there? I'm a Virgo myself, so yeah, lots of Virgo actually. So I think I have a feeling of, in general, Virgos are going through. And it's certainly wave after wave after wave, you could say, with the Virgos and all the other mutable signs. Because November is going to be, I call it the month of truth, the month of clearness. And don't you like that, Virgos? Clearness, clarity in all sorts of manners. So there's a lot happening in November because it's like, as I said, it's like a month where things come up and you can get on with your life. So let's break it down into three points, because I don't want to make those videos too long. First of all, there's the Neptune-Saturn square. I'm talking about this for, I think, probably already a year. And it's in its culmination point now. Then about Pluto and Uranus. Again, I know, who know, not who knows, but who know. And then a bit about stuff that is less important. But anyway, let's start with the Neptune square Saturn. This is so important for the Virgos. Neptune is, because it's happening in key areas of your life. So it's happening for everybody, but for you, it's in key areas of your life. That's why you sense it so much. And what is going to happen is that the planet of reality, the planet of, hey, let's get real, and don't you like that, you Virgos? That is Saturn. It's going to make a tension, a square angle with Neptune. And Neptune is about, oh, I'm dreaming, I'm idealizing, I prefer the ideal before instead of reality. So they're clashing. And it's exact at 7 degrees. So if you have some planets or an ascendant in Virgo around 7 degrees, you will feel that the most. If you have it's your birthday at the very end of September, or you know, like the 15th, 16th, the 17th and onwards, you will feel it a bit less. But anyway, what is this tension all about? It's about relationships, your connections, one-to-one, and it's also about what you were all about, your roots. So what is going to happen is that Neptune is in your 7th house and Chiron as well for a long time already. So you're probably used to this energy right now. And Neptune is trying to break up the boundaries a little bit more. You know, I see a lot of Virgos actually, clients, that are having trouble with Neptune because it's so vague, you know. So relationships, it's not always easy to pinpoint them, even if you're in a long relationship, or even if you thought you knew someone, you don't, you know, that kind of energy. Not necessarily bad energy at all, but it's a bit misty there. So good news now is, if that has been the case, or maybe you are single and you have your eye on someone, but you really don't know, is that the person, yes or no? Well, you're gonna know. You're gonna know now in the month of November, because these two planets are clashing and Saturn is entering and is going to connect with that Neptune and is gonna say, I'm going to put a lot of mist away. So in that, I think Virgos really are going to like November. Because they want the truth, even when it's hurtful, even when it's painful. They want to know what the situation is. So that is tremendous good news for the Virgos. Again, if there has been deception in some sorts, you deceiving yourself maybe, you're protecting yourself in a way and not seeing how the relationship really is, it's going to come to the light. And that can be a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, maybe you just got it all wrong about the person and that turns out to be good, or that turns out to be bad. It depends on the context, doesn't it? But whatever it is, this is a tension so this is going to be squashed, you could say. And this is a building up throughout the whole month, because it's around the 25th, 22nd that there will be that release. So that's something to look forward to, although, you know, Virgos, it's not going to be easy. What else? Then another thing that is also a bit stressful energy. But again, when energies are stressful, and I think Virgos know that, it means that we're coming towards, we can proceed here in life. And don't we all want to do that? And then the other thing that's happening has to do with the eclipse of September. The lunar eclipse that has had consequences for everyone, you could say, in very general, in relationship questions as well, because it was in Aries, you know, the axis of Aries and Libra. Now for you, that is your 2nd house and your 8th house. And we're getting again some mini waves after wave after that eclipse. But because Pluto and Uranus, the planets of Pluto is Pluto is getting more intense energy. And then Uranus gives you the insight. So we had that in October as well. Especially around the 12th of October, there was a new moon. On that same point where the eclipse was, there was a new moon in your 2nd house, your house of value, your house of money, your house of, from the 2nd to the 8th house, intimacy as well. Trust, maybe trust issues, maybe things come up. And it realizes some old patterns that you really need to let go of. Those things are coming to the surface again this month. And but it's not about last month. So it was like something that blew your mind. So the things that you have been thinking of, you know, Mercury, your ruler, was in stress aspects with that Pluto, you know, intense thinking. And all of a sudden, oh, you didn't think of that one thing, and that was the reality. Now something like that happens again. Again, a building up throughout the whole month, but a culmination around, let's say, the middle and the 3rd week of the month is with Pluto and Uranus again, aspecting now Venus in your 2nd house. So there's something about your resources of the person that you live with, for instance, or intimacy, trust, that, and it's about feelings. It's about your feelings because it's Venus. It's about what you're attached to. And so again, after intense feelings of, oh, I feel this and I feel that, all of a sudden, some feelings are going to blow your mind as well, because then Uranus comes along and shows you what it's really, you know, the truth again. So this is double. Therefore, I like this month so much for you, Virgos, because it's double giving you some truth in your life, and that is good. Again, with that Libra energy, Juno is involved here, and Juno is an asteroid. I don't mention that a lot, but I actually always do when I see something that is important. And Juno is in the picture here. So Juno is about commitment. So there are some connections considered with your values, considered with maybe money, that will come to a climax and will show you where you need to commit yourself or not. So where it will become very, very clear for you. That's good. And last but not least, there's a full moon in your 10th house. And when is that? It's around the 25th as well. So an important day, the 25th, 26th, 24th. A full moon in Gemini in your 10th house, another key area of your life. So it's like working on these other levels will bring some culmination when it comes to work, when it comes to destiny, when it comes to your path, when it comes to maybe a parent as well, also 10th house. The 10th house is mom. So there's some culmination. So you have been working maybe on a project very long, and now things are going to culminate, and it's like there is a culmination there, because when the moon enters tension areas of our life, there is a culmination. So, and then last but not least, talking, intense conversations with the Sun and Mercury on your 3rd house. It's a good time to have those intense conversations with the environment, with the internet, talking. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a very good month. If you want a reading, just look at my video, my links below, and see you next month. Bye-bye.